We talked about death. Do you believe, I know you don't like the word…
I do, I will die.
That there is an afterlife?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to ask me whether I will die or not, I will.
Not, God willing, for a long time.
The question is there a life after death? I think some things you know best only by experience. But we've already gone through this. It's very clear that we gathered this body. It's very clear we gathered these impressions of the mind. If we have to gather so much, there must be something more fundamental, whatever it is. Something must be more fundamental than physical body and the mental structure. So, essentially, the question that you're asking is not about what happens after death. The question that you're asking is, what is the nature of my existence? Is it not very important that you should know this here, now, when you're alive? So if I tell you, yes, there is life after death, if it is comfortable for you, you believe me, or you will disbelieve me. If you believe me, you will not get any closer to truth. If you disbelieve me, you will not get any closer to truth. All you will have is, you will have a fancy story to tell. Sometimes pleasant story if you believe, if you disbelieve, a nasty story about me. But nothing about your experience of life will change, isn't it? You can believe what I say, you can disbelieve what I say. So I will never put anybody into that obscenity that they have to believe me or disbelieve me. All I'm doing is, where your experience is, stretching it to the next level of experience. Once you taste the next level, I am 100% guaranteed you will want to taste the next and the next and the next. I know this thing about it. Today, millions of people are following without promise of something elsewhere, no promise of anything. All I'm saying is, see, generally you can gather people if you create an enemy. If I say all your troubles is because of these people, then I can gather all these people. But this entire thing is about, there is only one problem in your life, that's yourself. In spite of that, people have gathered. Hats off to the people, because that much sense has dawned on the planet.
And if you had that child before you and you could give them advice for life before they've been educated out of it, what would you tell them?
I think the best thing is, I tell you how I raised my own girl. So, when she started traveling with me when she was 3.5 months old, me and her, just two of us driving a car and traveling across the country with a little baby bundled up, and one hand on the thing and my right leg is always heavy. In India, we have no speed limits, we are a free nation. So, this freedom is extended, people drive on both sides of the street and whichever way, they're testing my mystical powers. Some of them are busy testing their horoscopes. You know, somebody has told them you live to be 80, the guy is testing it out today on the street, whether it works or not. All these things. So, I'm constantly in new homes and, with various families, wherever I go. I'm crisscrossing India at that time, driving an average of 125 to 150,000 kilometers per year. This is the time I'm building Isha Foundation across the country. So, this girl grew up like this, largely in the car, in many homes. So then I saw adults were so interested in teaching her something. If they see the child, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, Mary had a little lamb, they will start. I said, nobody will teach her anything. No ABC, no 1, 2, 3, no Mary had a little lamb. And they said, this girl won't even know how many fingers she has. I said, I don't care whether she knows how many fingers she has or not, as long as she knows how to use them. She thinks this is a million, what's my problem? She knows how to use them. And I don't care whether Mary had a lamb or not. So I made this rule, nobody teach her anything. So, this girl, see, this is the beautiful thing about children, when you don't teach them anything, they're just wanting to drink life. By the time she's 18 months old, she speaks 3 languages fluently because nobody's teaching her anything, no ABC, no nothing. And by the time she's 4.5 years of age, I've actually checked this, she remembers over 800 names of people, adults, and she thinks they're all her friends. She just sits down and making phone calls after phone calls to all of them and having long conversations with them. Because she doesn't know that she's a child and they're adult, she thinks they're all her friends. So she grew up like this. I wouldn't have sent her to school, but my schedules went crazy. So I put her to a school where there's very little of schooling. So she's around 12, 13 years of age. Something happened in the school that was disturbing for her. She came home and she was a bit disturbed. She came up to me and said, "You're teaching everybody so many things, you're not telling me anything." I said, "Well, I'm not known to do things unsolicited. Now that you've come, let us see, sit down here." And I said, "This is all, it's very simple. Don't look up to anybody." She looked at me like this, saying, "What about you?" kind of thing. I said, "Especially me. If you look up to me, you'll miss the whole point. All you will do is maybe make a photograph of me and nail me to the wall. You have to see me as I am. If you see me as I am, there is much for you. If you look up to me, you'll miss the whole point. And don't look down on anybody. Don't look up to anybody, don't look down on anybody, this is all. Then you will see life just the way it is. If you see life just the way it is, you will navigate your way absolutely effortlessly." At the age of 15, I took her out of school and she went into classical dance. Now she's a well-known dancer in India, very no education. That's a time when, all her friends in school, somebody is going to Harvard, somebody is going to Stanford, all this. She said, "I want to do law in Harvard." I said, "See, just don't go by this. I'll take you around a journey." So I traveled, I took her to Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, MIT, West Virginia University, Stanford University. I said, "See, this is what you got. Just spend time." And then I took her to this very traditional dance school. And the way the children were, she sat there and she wept. I said, "What?" She said, "I'll join up here." I said, "It's great because there the monthly fee was 162 rupees per month, which is $2 per month." I said, "This is a great choice you made."
And you said you didn't learn anything.